on NTA News 24. For those just tuning in for the first time, Global Update is that program that brings you up to speed with different issues and developments around the globe. And this episode is not in any way different. My name is Oyeyemi Ajayi. Welcome to Global Updates. We'll be right back. On our diplomatic relations between the United Kingdom and Nigeria dates back years ago, during and after the colonial era. This has grown over the years through different spheres of life, especially politically, trade, and diplomatically. These were the views and stands of the British High Commissioner to Nigeria and other guests at the 75th birthday celebration of King Charles III, which was commemorated in Nigeria's capital. Areas of concern now includes improvements of the bilateral strategic partnership between the two countries with a view of seizing common opportunities and addressing mutual threats aside, support of shared goals on prosperity, security, migration, development and cooperation in the international field, and support the interests of British nationals working and living in Nigeria.
Well, you know that Nigeria and the UK, we have an incredibly strong bilateral relationship. We share interests in a whole range of areas: security and defence, trade and investment, in justice and home affairs issues. We work together on lots of development issues, health, education, livelihoods, and making government institutions effective. We negotiate and we share views on the big political issues in the global arena, and we work together in many international organizations also. So we have this huge relationship with Nigeria, but of course the UK and Nigeria also have exceptionally strong people-to-people links. We have a huge Nigerian diaspora in the UK, and there's a very big UK diaspora here in Nigeria. And that includes relationships on the creative arts, on sports, and of course on education. So we've got a really strong relationship, and it's my job as British High Commissioner to build on that partnership. We both of our countries, we face pressures, particularly given a very difficult global economy. And I realise that people are hurting at the moment, inflation is high. But I do want to stress that we believe that the new administration is taking some big and bold and necessary reforms, and I applaud the government of Nigeria for taking those reforms, because if we can get Nigeria onto a higher growth path, so much else will be possible in terms of people's livelihoods, in the revenues necessary for services across the country. And I'm really optimistic that Nigeria has a great future in front of it.
The relationship dates back to 1950s. I remember my grandfather being in London as a Queen's guest, and I remember the Queen being in the palace too as our guest. I was very young then, so I cannot remember everything. But I do remember in the early 90s, the present king, then a prince, was in Kano, and they had a long discussions about the relationship between Nigeria and Britain, and of course Kano being an old city and having a strong tie with the royal family. So I still believe, in the king being in the system for ages. He has got the experience from the late Queen, and I believe the experience will count a lot when it comes to a relationship, not only with Nigeria, but the Commonwealth nations. And like he asked, I think we all know where the king has been assisting a lot, especially in the girl child education, and this change of weather situation, things. Yes, exactly, climate change, thank you. We know the role he has been playing as an heir apparent, to the throne. Now that he's here, we believe we can gain more out of that experience and how we have been talking to each other, where we think they can come in and assist, and I believe the relationship will always be reciprocal.
I think every king would like good health and long life on the throne, and the love, the support, the cooperation of his people. And I think some sort of like uncommon grace that he can celebrate and say in his time he turned the fortunes of Britain around for good, obviously.
We have been able to sustain this relationship even post-independence. And we are a strong ally of the British people, and we intend to continue in this relationship, which goes beyond politics to the economic relationship, to military relationship, amongst others. So talking about collaboration, Nigeria is open to various areas of collaboration because we are in sync with the policies of the British people with regards to democracy. We're a strong ally when it comes to defense and military relationships. We would like to strengthen that. We would like to continue in the relationship we've enjoyed with regards to capacity building on our democratic institutions. There are a lot we have picked up from Britain. There are a lot they are doing with regards to various areas of interventions, like in our education, in other areas of our economy that we want the relationship to continue. So we are open to these areas of collaborations. We want to strengthen the ones that are existing. We want to also, I just finished discussing with the High Commissioner on the need for capacity building for the members of the House of Representatives, especially as it concerns new chairmen of committees. And he was happy to hear that. They have done that previously, they've been doing that, and we want them to sustain that.
Now let's pause here a little and go on a short break. When we return,